Victory or death!
Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blastoff.
Victor Dust Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full movie podcast. And today we are going to be watching the 2020 MCU movie Black Widow, one of the earliest installments for the Phase 4, installment of the franchise. And holy crap, did I not care about this film. And it's funny too, because I actually like Black Widow. But besides that, calling all fanboys, fangirls, MCU nerds, Marvel geeks, I'm calling all you because I have a question. Is this movie important enough to watch? Or do I have to watch this movie in order to understand what's happening in Phase 4? Granted, I haven't seen all of Phase 4. I've seen Spider-Man No Way Home. I've seen Shang-Chi, which I watched for the podcast. That was trash. Yeah, I haven't seen all of it, but I just want to know, because with a lot of these Marvel movies, a lot of them don't make sense and they don't really tie in together until you watch those end credits. So with that said, is this movie something that I have to watch from beginning to end in order to understand what comes after it? Or do I just have to watch the end credits? Because this is Black Widow, right? We know she's dead. This is a prequel, right? Now, again, I know they're trying to set up her sister, which I know she's in the film, and she's in Hawkeye, which we'll get into Hawkeye in a minute. Literally the most boring superhero to ever be seen on a big screen. We know that Black Widow's sister is in this film, and she goes on to be I wouldn't even say like a big MCU character, but I guess like a supporting minor role in Hawkeye and in whatever else she's been in. I haven't really been paying attention to any of the superhero TV shows. So yeah, is this important? Do I have to see this? Is this gonna at all change any way of how I feel about Black Widow as a character? Because I do like Black Widow. I thought she was awesome. I thought she was cool. I would like to see a little bit more of a feminine side to her, other than just masculine fighting people. But yeah, I think that's what's really destroying me in terms of enjoying these MCU films. Because again, back when they were new, like, yeah, it was cool. We get to see all our favorite superheroes from back in the day actually get a movie that, they actually put some care into. But now it's very formulaic. It's very predictable. It's beyond annoying at times seeing some of these fans argue and bicker about what movie was more important or what scene had more of an impact, when in bottom line is, who the fuck cares? So yeah, this movie's a prequel. I don't know what it's about. I do know that Taskmaster, yeah, I know he's in it, which I'm a fan of him as well because I read a lot of Deadpool comics. So I guess we'll see what's gonna happen if this holds up. I do need to let my friend Noor know that I'm gonna be watching this film, and I would love to hear her opinion on it. But yeah, with that said, let's get right into it. So if you want to watch this movie along with me, I'm going to be watching this on Disney Plus, because obviously Marvel is owned by Disney and it's all their property. So with that said, I'm going to be starting this movie in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, we know she's dead, so I don't. What was this? I know this was like made a while ago, and they just didn't know when to release this movie. But how far ago did they make this? Because why on earth would you release this after Endgame? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. This is honestly something I probably would just never release until decades later and say, hey, here's a little fun thing for the fans that we could just throw away throwaway out there, but I guess it is what it is. Some childhood beginnings. Okay. So, Black Widow, I did kind of grow up. I wouldn't say reading her comics, but she was pretty prevalent for me being a Marvel fan back in the day, or earlier in my days. Because again, I grew up with the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, which I love, and she was obviously a character in that. And I thought she was pretty cool. I thought her accent was awesome. Um, yeah. Ew. I don't want to see her cut. I don't want to see it. That's kids for you. They just find a way to get hurt. Oh, cut on her knees not bothering her anymore. So, is this Russia? Are we in Russia right now? So, I don't know why I didn't bring it up earlier. Maybe I was just saving it for the movie to start. But I just came back from the comic book store, and for Christmas I got my little cousin, because she's like she's really into the MCU stuff, but she's newly into like comics and stuff like that. So she's trying to read. So I gave her some of my collection when she came to visit a few months ago. But now I went to the comic book store and I got her a handful, like a big collection of comics that feature black heroes that I grew up watching and reading, that I think she would enjoy, which I'm so excited for her to get. Um, so the heroes feature um, Luke Cage, the Hero for Hire series. Um, what's his face? Uh, Green Lantern, Miles Morales, Spawn, and Storm and Bishop. Storm and Bishop from X Men. Oh, and also Black Panther, of course, because we know that's pretty popular now. Is that what's his name from Stranger Things? I'm currently watching Stranger Things. I'm on like season 2 right now. What a mediocre ass show. Um, I take it that maybe the Otis knows that they're like spies or something, and they have to like vacate. What is going on? I know this song. Why is this song appropriate for kids? So I was talking to um I forgot their podcast name, but shout out to them. They have a Marvel podcast and they're awesome. Um, they're talking about there's now a genre for the Grammys saying that soundtracks can now be added. Uh, and it said the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack has been nominated, and I'm like, why? I was never a fan of those movies nor the soundtracks. I thought the soundtracks were fucking safe. They're just fucking hits. That's all they are. Um, yeah, absolutely waste. Absolute waste. And we were talking about soundtracks that should get Grammys. Literally any great romantic comedy should win. What? He just flipped that thing like it was nothing. You know, he didn't have to do that. He could have just gotten a plane. Dude, you can't do that. I'm gonna tilt the plane over when we fly off. Lord have mercy. Why would you put these kids through this? Oh my god. These people really want you dead. Ugh. Am I supposed to feel happy for this family? Like, why the fuck are they? All I'm seeing right now is bad parenting. Why would they put their children through that? Like, honestly, they might be better off at foster homes. Seriously. Get them, I need some water. Get them some new identities and yeah. Goodness gracious. Excuse me. Forgive. You know what else I hate? I hate representation of Russians in American films. They're like always the freaking enemy. Granted, I know they're at war right now with the Ukraine, and they're mostly highlighted as the enemy right now. Or we can probably just say uh, Putin is the enemy, but still, the Russian representation in American films is absolutely insane in terms of how much we paint them as like the enemy. It's for the best. They cannot live this kind of life. Honestly. In the world? Again, bad parenting. I think this is what this podcast episode is going to be called. Bad parenting. Natasha. Marvel Studios presents. The fuck? How long was that? Like a 13-minute intro? Like could have been a little bit shorter. Like this right here, this could have just been the intro because it's not like we still understand what's happening, right? It's all very confusing, and I feel like that's what certain films try to make people feel, especially if it's like an espionage type film. It's supposed to be mysterious, supposed to be confusing. You want to look for answers. I just want you to stop confusing me. So is this a part of the society she was in? Because I remember in the comics, she was a part of that at a young age. Yeah, I wonder because they also don't really mention in the MCU that Black Widow is like enhanced. She has been genetically enhanced to be like more superior in terms of strength, speed, agility, and even brain power than the average human. So I wonder if they're going to show that a little bit. Okay, so this is that little group, little society. They're training them. Right, she used to be a ballerina. I remember. I remember that from the comic books. It's been a while. It's been a while since I really like read something on Black Widow out of like just my pure enjoyment. knocking everything over. You know who that little girl looks like? She looks like Mila Jovovich, which, talk about an amazing actress. Mila Mila Jovovich is dude, she's a legend in my eyes. You talk about an actress who has the talent and the capability of just to act in such unique different films. And we're not talking about the Resident Evil films, okay? No one, matter of fact, nobody likes to talk about that, but just like the films that she's done, like for example, a movie that I grew up watching. I remember every morning my senior year in high school, I would wake up and watch Dummy. Her performance in that is so memorable to me. Like I think about that every now and again. Like her performance is just so amazing, just so different. I feel that she's one of those actors, and again, she's not even in this film, right? She just reminds me, something reminded me of her. I just feel that she's one of those actresses that if you have a role and it's for any actress to play it, I feel that 100 actresses would probably portray that role the same way. But Mila Jovovich will go into that audition room and give you something completely different. Okay. So clearly, this is Civil War, another useless fucking movie. I don't care what anybody says. Civil War is absolutely useless and pointless to the overall freaking story arc in terms of Marvel because that whole conflict, everything that they were fighting for, ended ended when Infinity War started. Everything. This registration act, heroes need to sign, heroes need to be identified as heroes for the public's sake, means nothing anymore. It means absolutely nothing. And I remember people on Twitter just like last week were talking about that. They're like, "Oh, who was right? Iron Man was right. No, Captain America was right." Who cares? Like literally nobody in that universe of the MCU cares. The people who are infected by it, they don't care. The heroes, they do not care. Shield does not care. So again, useless fucking movie. Espionage movies are so fun. They're so, or let me say that again. They're funny. They're really funny. One, once you watch Burn Notice, the 2007 espionage TV show that came on the USA Network, you would think you will watch every other spy movie or show with you would think is absolutely stupid compared to that. Like so unrealistic. So I don't know, very interesting, very funny. You know, we saw that same knife move on Star Wars. Why would you do that? So petty. Um, Free the others. Okay, I've I never seen this movie. Never seen this movie. No, I don't know what the plot is, and I think I can tell you what's gonna happen from beginning to end. I think I can tell you. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna make a huge guess right now. This movie is about the society that they were a part of as little girls, the little ballerina club that they train little girls as killers, and and her sister and someone else have been hunting rogue agents of them, right? To kill them, anyone who's defected. And I think that's where the sister and Natasha Romanoff are going to meet each other again. They're going to fight, they're going to duke it out, but they're so equally the same that they stop fighting and they're going to fight the real enemy, the person who's in charge of everything. And I'm pretty sure that's Taskmaster. Taskmaster is going to be like a random, a throwaway villain. Really, he's not even going to be like the main villain. He's just some cool person to see. That's my guess. That is my guess. Let's see if I'm right on this. God, Norway looks so beautiful. So why are they on the run again? Is it because they killed the president of Wakanda? Again, who cares? Doesn't Wakanda have like a bunch of technology they won't share with the rest of the world that could cure like cancer and shit? And they pretty much have like nuclear weapons that could destroy the world. If anything, he needed to be assassinated. Wait, well, let's really come on now. Who cares? If anything, they should be invading Wakanda right now as we speak to get this, to get these weapons and mass destruction and all this technology. The Avengers getting divorced. Don't hear what don't listen to what you hear, buddy. It means absolute nothing. I wonder if this is really in Norway. More likely not, but just for visuals, such a beautiful place. It's called Tatooine. It's called Buddha. So I want to say this one more time. I like Black Widow. I like Natasha Romanoff. I think she's cool. I think she's awesome. Um, I would like to see a little bit more female heroes represented in the MCU or the Avengers. I think she holds her own. I think she's very smart. She's very capable. But I just want to see her do a little bit more than just punch people in the face. You know what I mean? Oh, that's got to be hell driving there, dude. Would be like pitch black whenever you're outside of the city like that. Because I my second home from Georgia is a place. I will say a place that is deep in the country, and when there are no street lights, it is pitch black outside, pitch black. The only light is the moon, and you better hope the moon is like it's not a foggy night or it's not, it can be absolute nightmare out there. Here's another thing that I'm just not thinking about MCU. What they have a problem with, it's their villains, right? There's been some amazing villains. There's been some villains, and then there's just been some absolute forgettable villains. And I have a feeling Taskmaster is going to be very forgettable. What happened to the shield? Here we go. 120 cuts for an action scene. Let's see. I'm gonna count how many. There's one. There's two. There's three. No, well, they're not fighting anymore. It's so cheesy. Oh, she did that knife drop thing. I would love to see these guys try to face a Jedi. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just feel that it's very hard to get into these characters, like these villains, especially when uh especially when you've seen what's out there in the galaxy, right? And I'm not just talking about Thanos, but like Ego to who else was a villain? Whatever those aliens were that were helping Thanos. Just all that stuff. It's hard to see those things. It's hard to see those beings and then go back to like actual Earth and see just street heroes fight street criminals with like gadgets and just be like, yeah, what you're doing is kind of cool, I guess, but dude, you ain't no fucking match for what's out there in space. This is, you know what I mean? It's just that's just like with this new phase of Marvel and all the heroes they've been kind of gearing up, like Miss Marvel, Daredevil, She Hulk, and maybe the exception from She Hulk because she is really strong. Um, the female Hawkeye lady, I forgot her name, and even Natasha Romanoff's sister. All these heroes, what the fuck are you supposed to do against another Thanos? Like, what is Daredevil supposed to do? Like, honestly, you're useless. You're absolutely useless. No. If anything, and if the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be a part of it, Rocket is more useful than all of them. Absolutely. But whatever. Howard the Duck is technically more useful than them. And I can say that because Howard the Duck is technically a part of the MCU because he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy first movie in a little tube, which is super cool. I'm a big fan of Howard the Duck. I grew up with the movie. Um, so this takes place. obviously a little bit after Civil War. Um, I want to see what the world is going through right now. Are they really saying all heroes need to lock down? Why aren't they showing that? I want to see that. It's probably because no one cares. I have a friend named Nina who's a really good friend who I kind of came up with in the film industry. She's Russian. She came to this country not too long ago, and I miss her. I miss her accent. Ouch. This is actually what I hate about that Daredevil TV show. You see these people fighting and they do some really cool moves that looks like, okay, yeah, they're gonna stay down. That looked like it really hurt. And then they just pop right back up. Like nothing happened. Why are they fighting? So far I'm right. I'm right so far with my guess on what this series is about. Look, they're equally matched. They're not gonna stop. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Again, very cool moves. But what is this supposed to do against Thanos? Who's Kong? Isn't that the newest villain that they're gonna gear up to show? What are they? What is that supposed to do against that guy? Absolutely nothing. Or even the scrolls. Like, what is? Stop it. I don't like how they're gonna handle that whole entire scroll incident in just one series. That should be its own phase, like its entirety of a phase, because the scroll invasion is very important to the MCU, or excuse me, to the Marvel universe. And they should have had Spider Woman in it. Ugh, another one of my favorite heroes. What's the Because I'm guessing this is the little girl that we saw at the beginning of the movie. Does that mean that she was born and grew up in Ohio? What happened to her accent? She has like such a thick Russian accent. I should feel like it should be like a mix. You know what I mean? Unless her parents were speaking Russian to her, which we didn't see, so I can make any guess I want and say that she should have a Ohio Russian accent right now. Shield. Shield is cool. You know what I love is Sword. Sword is the same thing as Shield, only they deal with intergalactic alien threats that have anything to do with Earth. And they have like a little tower, like how Shield has like a hover ship hovering like above America or whatever. They have like a tower hovering above Earth, kind of like the Justice League. Oh, maybe that's what those vows are. They help the ballerinas see the day of light, not to be evil. I don't know. I don't know. My guess still stands though. I don't even know what you're shooting at. Jesus Christ. So why is it? It's like always an all female group. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just curious to why that is. I would say that a female agent would have more of an advantage than a male agent. I feel that as sexist. Well, you shouldn't feel bad about that, Def. Uh, what? Again, in the comics, Black Widow would be able to survive that just like that because she's genetically enhanced. But we've had no evidence that she is that. You know what I mean? So I don't think that was just weird to look at. Didn't I guess it? I guessed the plot of this movie literally the first. And fuck that intro. That intro was long and boring. When the credits started, that's when the movie started. I literally guessed this movie within the first 2 minutes. It's so crazy how formulaic and predictable these movies are. Because let's face it looks incredible, right? The way it's shot, even the actors, how they're performing, how they look, the makeup, wardrobe, everything looks amazing. It looks on point. The music, the soundtrack, the musical score, everything fits so well. But the fact it's so predictable. It's just sometimes this is not even worth watching. I don't know. I just don't know. This reminds me of that movie Lucy, which I absolutely love with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I really like that movie. It was just different. And it's like a complete throwaway movie too. So as the world keeps getting older, people will forget about it. I mean, people have now, but I always remember it. I even have it on DVD. You would think they're you would think these people are Domino, right? Another Marvel character that just has the probability of just being lucky. You would think that's what they do. Dude, you can't be doing that. Again, from what Taskmaster is doing and how many people he's killing or injuring right now, there is no way the people in America can look at this and ignore the Registration Act. There's no way. They're like, look at this. Look what's happening right now. Get these superheroes out there to fix this and tell them to reveal their identities at the same time. Look at Taskmaster. Dude, you need a new career. Look, people are still getting on the sub. Or people are still getting on that escalator. Like, whoa. Taskmaster. I want him to have a cape, but I guess that wouldn't look as cool. No, no, no. I think it would. I think his little cape hoodie would look. Well, he has a hoodie, I can tell, but he doesn't have like a little cape, like a little one. I think a little cape would have made him look really awesome. So why is Black Widow have no accent? Clearly she does, right? But she's like hiding it, which is very hard to do. Dreykov's daughter. Was was this another MCU movie, or they're just showing this for the first time? Okay, I take that Dreykov. Oh, you're about to blow up. Oh wow, you blew up that little girl. Don't go soft on us now. Do it. Fucking do it. I absolutely hate with a passion when they throw little cute children in movies that have no relevance whatsoever. Trying to get a sympathy, like a little pity party going. Not with me. Blow that shit up. That don't work on me, buddy. Hell no. Oh my god. Blow that shit up. Oh. Oh, I laughed. Oh man, I laughed so hard. I need a break. Oh, that shit really doesn't work on me. Like I don't care. Who cares? I don't know that little girl. And of course, it's a child, right? Like every child deserves to grow up and have all these responsibilities and not be harmed and all this stuff. Yes, in a perfect world, sure. But when you ignore the Registration Act like they did, anything goes. Don't blame Black Widow for that. Don't blame her. She's a poser. Black Widow, please explain what good have you done? What good have has the Avengers ever done? I would love to answer that. In case you guys don't know what stance I take on the Registration Act, I'm Team Iron Man. I agree. Heroes need to sign that dotted line and have their identities revealed to the entire world if you want to be a hero. And you all need to be an employee of Shield and have them monitor you. 100%. I will die on that hill. Although Black Widow's not a superhero, so she wouldn't necessarily have to sign. But she already works for Shield, so really, wow. Why am I not surprised? And I low key do not care. But what they're talking about with this, what's his name? Christoph? I don't know. I forget. I even forgot his name. This villain that they're talking about, taking little girls in, killing most of them, but training them all to be killers, taking them away, kidnapping them from their homes and stuff like this. You're fighting this guy, but there are clear other, I guess, villains in the world that do that, or even do worse, right? Again, they don't really talk about what these ballerinas assassins do. Sure, he kidnaps them, he takes them in and all this quote unquote horrible things, but what do they do? Do they fight for the common person in Russia, or do they go on secret missions to protect interests, or like what do they do? It's almost like the Umbrella Academy, like when he took all those kids from the gifted who are gifted, and now they're like superheroes or whatever. They try to fight for good or whatnot, but I don't know. There's just not enough information to decipher if someone is truly freaking evil. You know, I mean, obviously, him kidnapping and killing little girls, obviously that's fucking horrible. But I'm just saying, I want more information. You can stay with me. Sounds like work that you don't have to do, really. This really does sound like a throwaway movie. Everything that we're getting so far. Taskmaster, this other guy villain who's like having this secret society of assassins. Like, why does this matter? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, I feel anyone can just, you could tell someone this literally, and they will go to sleep just fine that night. I truly do feel that way. She wants to go to a concert. She wants to meet boys. So a lot of people like her character. I wonder why. Is it because she just screams out, like she just oozes out masculine energy? I just recently watched the Green Lantern movie, the newest one that just came out on HBO Max. It's like animated. And I thought, well, I like John as a character as Green Lantern, so I'm going to watch this. And I watched it, or at least half of it. And they showed a hot girl, and I love Hot Girl from the Justice League TV show. And when they showed Hot Girl, she was literally just this angry ball of fury of just masculine energy. And again, that's what her people kind of are, right? But I just find it so funny for all these superhero movies, superhero comic books, and all this shit. Any female character to be represented as a strong, independent character, they have to do what men do. They have to have that kind of energy in order to be like an independent character or to have individuality in a sense. Uh, I don't know. That's just a thought. It makes me sick. um, that's why I'm like super in love with Squirrel Girl. I think she is amazing. I think she's funny. I think she's highly feminine to the point where it is amazing to watch, amazing to read, and it's funny. I also love Spider Woman. Spider Woman is another great example of someone who is strong, independent, and totally a feminist at heart. So I don't know. This is just an interesting conversation I want to have with somebody about that. Just female characters in just in comics in general, or let's just say MCU, just MCU in general. Look at all the tattoos he has. That's a lot of work for the makeup artist to do. Tattoos are not easy as a makeup artist on film because not only do you like you draw that stuff on and you make it look real as possible. Oh, that's nasty. But you also have to remove it, and sometimes you remove it the same day, and then the next day you have to put it back on exactly where it was. The Red Guardian. Don't really know anything about him. About to break his ass out. Nor should like this movie. It's about to turn into Prison Break out of nowhere. Nora loves her some Prison Break. That TV show. I've only seen half of one season, or half of the first season. I thought it was cool, but obviously I didn't go back to look at it. He's such a big guy. He was awful in that Hellboy movie. God, he was so fucking bad. Or the movie in itself is just bad. Just jump, fool. There's no reason why he should have super strength and he should not be able to jump up 20 feet in the air with his calves. Okay, there you go. There's the pose. Oh, she's getting shot at. What do you want her to do? She reminds me so much of my friend Nina. Look how calm she is. Masculine energy. Not really much to talk about with the most action scene of the movie. Kind of crazy. I guess we're just watching. Ooh, an avalanche. Let us back into prison. There they go. Are they gonna get him? Are they gonna? Oh, yeah, of course they are. There's no way they can bescold this whoever the guy they're trying to kill right now, and they just literally killed a bunch of prisoners along with some guards. There's no way. There's literally no justification. Everyone is shit in MCU. Absolutely everyone. Masculine energy. I think that's what this episode is going to be called. Yeah. Damn, you can't have kids? Well, you can adopt. That's always an option. Adoption, adoption on like that whole process is crazy too. It could take years to adopt a child, and even then, it's only children people adopt. They never adopt a teenager, right? They never adopt like a 10-year old or a 12-year old. Never, never. If you're above the age of 9 or 8, you're not getting adopted. It's a sad truth. I take it they can hear him. Oh, I take it that they're never going to address the Registration Act, right? This is just clearly a this is what Black Widow is doing in between Civil War and Infinity War, which is kind of fucking pointless. What do we need to know? I don't under even okay. So even if this film was released when it was supposed to be released, which is like after Civil War, still, who the fuck who would care? You're not even talking about the Registration Act that was happening. That's about to be. I don't even think it was ever in place or installed into the in America, but I don't think they ever addressed that. But still, um, how can you make movies in a chronological order when they just don't talk about anything? At that point, it's not in chronological order, right? I want to see Black Widow think about Hawkeye. I want to see her think about Bruce Banner. Captain America. Wasn't Captain America a Hydra agent after all this time in the comics? What a fucking shit writing. Why would you write that? He's literally America's mascot. Why would you make him? Ugh, whatever. Marvel, just take this L. So this movie has about an hour and 6 minutes. No, yeah, no, an hour and 8 minutes left. Don't know what the fuck they could possibly talk about till then. This movie should be about over. It should be. I like pigs. They're such intelligent animals. And they're very smart and they're very clean. They're actually one of the cleanest animals in the animal kingdom. Fun fact, there are more pigs in the world than there are humans. Just think about that for a second. Just think about that. And they're killing thousands and thousands and thousands of pigs, tens of thousands of pigs every single day. Just for people to eat. Just for people to eat and for people to have coats. Absolutely insane. Who's that? Oh, is that the mom? Oh, why does she look so different? I mean, he looks the same. I would expect her to kind of look the same. Are these her actual birth parents? I feel like they're not. Psych! She pulls out a grenade launcher. Do 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 do. Yeah, this film is completely dropped. It is completely dropped off. Like it's. I feel like every movie has like this, a mountain in terms of its uh, what happens in the film, like its climax, its beginning, end, resolution. It is completely on its way down. Like it's already gone down. It is just stayed down. It also still surprises me that they get American actors to play Russians, or um, like they'll get someone who's not Italian to play an Italian person. Uh, just a lot of interesting stuff. Is that supposed to be funny? I feel like this isn't warranted because we never got to see them be a true family. Maybe if we would have saw that in the beginning, like if they would have had this little moment when they were kids, kind of like a Malcolm in the Middle type thing, then yeah, then this probably would have been like, oh, they're the family's back together. But I don't think we've ever seen this family together. That little beginning sequence, does that really count? Dracoff, okay, Dracoff, like Dracoff Malfoy. Hmm. What's a smart pig? But all the parents were laughing in the theaters, or maybe not. This definitely came out at a time where it was just like nobody saw it in theaters. It was just strictly just Disney Plus. Yeah, that pandemic it hit the theaters hard. They're on their way back up, I guess, but it's never gonna be the same. The only time I've been to the theaters after the, I mean, we're still in a pandemic, but after the whole COVID thing was at its highest point was Spider-Man: No Way Home, and even then, I didn't even want to see it then. Why would you torture an animal like that? You got again. You people think this Dracoff is an evil human being. All of you need to look in the mirror. Every single one of you, especially you, Black Widow. Especially you. You could even argue everyone is an anti-hero. Everyone. What is going on with the blonde girl? She just like she's about to have a panic attack. No, it wasn't. She's right. Nothing real. I mean, I sure shit didn't feel anything for it. I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing at that part when she was about to blow up. When she's about to blow up that place with that dude in it, and then the little girl appear at the window. Don't go soft on us now. Blow that shit up. Oh my god. Hmm. No. Obviously not. I wish you all can see my face right now. I feel like I'm stuck in first period high school math class. Like, why do we have to see this? Why do we have to learn this? Why are we here? Genetic potential? What? Speak more on this. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think happened to her? I'm sure you look just like your mom, whatever her face is. Or whatever, what's her face? Oh my god. This second act of the movie is killing me. Holy shit. It's just draining me. It's literally draining me. It is amazing how well produced these movies can be, and yet they're still boring. You know, like the lighting in itself, like how much work goes into that. So much work goes into that stuff. What? I feel like that really sums up this movie. How is this relevant? Yeah. I should voice note Nor. I want her to voice note you guys so she can tell you how she feels about this movie, because I don't know how she feels about this movie, but I know it's going to be entertaining to find out. I feel like this would be so much better if we got to see them as an actual family. And I'm not talking about just making a movie and you just show flashbacks every now and again. That's just fucking lazy and it's fucking boring. First 30 minutes of this film. You know what? Better yet, this should have been a series. This is way too boring to be a movie. Let this be a series and have this and scrap scrap half of the script. Let this be a series and have it as MCU Origins, right? First two episodes is like every two episodes is a hero's origins, like them growing up. So, for example, we would see Natasha Romanoff as her family being a family, like actually being a family, and her parents kind of like being spies, you know? Um, yeah, he's going down. Anyway, yeah. So that would be a good idea, and then have like Captain America, just like what we saw in the movie, like him as a little kid, or I guess as a scrawny teenager, and the stuff he was kind of going through. Like more episodes of that would have been cool to see. Episodes of like Tony Stark, younger, maybe dealing with his father's death, him being an alcoholic. That would have been amazing to see. Shoot her! Why are you? You betrayed us. Wow. Yeah, some parent you again bad parenting. But anyway, who else is a cool MCU character we want to know the origins of? Spider-Man needs one heavily because we still have not gotten an origin story of him in the MCU. Like, does Uncle Ben mean anything to to him? Let's show something of him and Uncle Ben together. Let's see who else is the character? Gamora and Thanos and Nebula. Let's see them as kids. What a loser. How can you portray them like that? But again, Um, by the way, I was right about Taskmaster. Another cool looking villain ultimately does nothing. It's just a background. He's just in the background. Who else would be a really good origin stories episode to do? She Hulk. I think that would have been cool to see. We definitely didn't need a whole series on her because that series is boring as shit. Nor was it funny. Um, yeah, there's just so many. There's just so many characters that deserve a proper origin story that we should see this. And this series would be a great opportunity to get even more heroes on the show that don't necessarily need to be in a movie. They don't need their own series, but they can just be there and say like, "Hey, in this universe, guess what? Cyclops exists," or uh, freaking Daredevil exists, which we already know he does, but still, you get the point I'm trying to make. What's his name again? Kristoff? No, Malfoy. Draco. Drake. No, Drake off. There you go. Drake. I said Kristoff, like Cristal. I was thinking of Cristal, like the drink. I said Malfoy, and then I'm just way off. This guy, what a fucking lame villain. No one can even say your name. I'm just, I just want to know what this organization does before I call it evil. What the fuck just happened? What? Why? I don't know. Nor do I care to find out. Yikes! Snapped his arm. What were they planning on doing with her? Why wouldn't they just kill her? She's clearly a defect. A global fugitive. Is that what? Why? Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, why is she a global fugitive? Did they ever explain this? Was it because she had something to do with the assassination of the Wakanda president? Again, who fucking cares? Why is she a global terrorist or whatever, but not the rest of the heroes in America? Again, the Registration Act. Let's talk about it. All these heroes need to sign. All of them. Spider Man, Captain America, him especially. Once he signs, they'll all sign. They'll all follow him. By the way, did anyone ever play that Marvel? Again, I grew up with the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. Did anyone play the second one? Because the second one has to do with the Civil War storyline, and I thought the story of that one was great. Gameplay could have been better, but there should have been way more characters. But the characters they had were fine. I mean, it was awesome they added Deadpool again. And that was like my first introduction to Deadpool on the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. So good. So good. Love Deadpool. I don't really care for him as much now, but it's because he's so popular. In a movie, his movies are fucking horrible. But yeah. Deadpool will always have a place in my heart. Always, 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 always. It's gonna just be some random white guy. Oh no, no, no! I knew it. 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 I was like, oh, what if Taskmaster was like a woman? That would be pretty cool. I knew it. I so knew it. This movie is so predictable. It's not even funny. Just masculine energy all over the playing field. That's what this should be called. MCU Phase 4 Masculine Energy. She's not hard to look at. That's like what they say about Deadpool in the movies. Like, oh, his face is so horrible because of the experiments. He just looks like he has like just burn marks or like just he doesn't look that bad. I've seen people who look like that, and honestly, in my opinion, I think people who have looked worse that go out in their everyday lives and they just live life. Yeah, there's someone out there for everybody. She can easily find someone. This lady who's Taskmaster, she can easily find a date. I mean, looking like that, it's not that hard for her. No, not at all. Not if she knows how to handle herself. And kill him. You don't have to kill him. Just pretend that you're injuring him. Like you're not going to injure him. I think that will do it. Committing violence. Easy, but don't commit violence. Commit violence against yourself. You can do that, right? Yeah, just release a grenade. See what happens. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I don't understand why people like her character so much. She honestly looks like a lot of white girls I went to high school with. um, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I guess Nora's busy. I texted Nora. She didn't respond. Maybe if I do my secret signal, she'll appear out of thin air. Authorities? What would the authorities do with this guy? I'm sure he has enough power and clout that they would just let him go. I don't understand what the goal is still. Like, what is killing him gonna do? Is that really gonna stop this entire organization? I feel like there's layers to this, you know? That's like trying to get rid of sex trafficking. Oh, that's easy. Let's get rid of the pimps and the like the people who are selling the women. Like it doesn't work that way. Like there's layers to this. You got to stop the suppliers, the buyers, the like there's so much layers to it. You just hit a female multiple times. I recycled them. Sure you did, buddy. Again, everyone is trash in this film. Honestly, there's no good person in this movie. There's no good person in the MCU besides Mantis. We all love Mantis. Yeah, even Mantis. You could even say she's trash. Again, there's that knife trick. They love to do that, huh? Russians love to do that, apparently. quarter of the world is already starving, bro. I'm starving. Being trapped watching this movie. I wonder who these women are. I wonder if they're actresses or like fans of the MCU that are like, hey, you get to have your picture in the movie. Basic science. This is why, again, if you were to watch Burn Notice, an amazing espionage show from USA Network. You would think anything else that's supposed to be a spy type movie or whatever is absolutely stupid. Like them doing this, her doing that in order to block the pheromones and all this stuff, it just doesn't even feel clever, like at all. It's cheap and it's lazy. The widows. So this whole organization was set up so he can control the world or certain aspects of it, or I guess of Russia. No, no, no. This has to be the world. I don't know. I don't. They're all gonna attack at once, or they're not gonna attack at once. That's so funny. Just gang up on her. Get her. Oh, that was simple. She has like legit a gun, like a range weapon. Aren't these women supposed to be highly skilled? They can't stop one of them? Like one of them? It makes no sense. It makes legit no sense why they just wouldn't attack her at once. These assassins are soft as hell. Hey, 28 minutes left. What do we do now? They're like so brainless. They get to make their own choices. What if they're trying to start up the syndicate again? Now that they've been exposed to it. See, nothing is thought about. Nothing is thought through. So does she have like a concussion now? She smashed her head so hard. I think I speak for everyone when I say we could have went the rest of our lives not knowing what happened to Black Widow during this time. It makes me so sad because I like Black Widow. Oh God, I have to do like I'm really gonna have to speak on my final thoughts about this film. Better off just falling. I feel like she can survive it. From everything I've seen so far, I feel like she can survive that. I wonder how heavy it is to lift one of those steering wheels up, or I guess flight controls up when you're like diving straight, right? Because it feels like it takes like a lot of power, or at least from what we've seen from like movies and shows. Wait, I feel like I could ask this question to my uncle because he actually flies for a living. There's no way that guy was still trying to kill them right then and there. Really? Like, bro, it's over. Stop. There's no way you're getting paid for this. Taskmaster. This movie's nearly done. Or this movie should end in like an hour ago. But um I gotta hang on, I'm trying to like trying to like piece together my like my final thoughts on this movie. Because I feel like there's a lot to say, and at the same time, someone doesn't even have to say anything at all about it. Excuse me. This looks so CGI. Look at it. That's hilarious. Look how she just flew back. Again, I don't see what killing him does. I don't see how it stops anything. Right? You would think she's Iron Man. Iron Man the way this thing is going. I don't know why she pulled the parachute so like now. Like, yeah, you're a little too high. You're a little too high up. You can keep dropping. Yeah, you're way too high up. Yeah, just keep dropping. This person, Taskmaster, you are so freaking dedicated. Like, at what point in time when you see just so much shit go down and you're fighting someone and you've been hired to kill them that you're just like, I'm not really getting paid enough for this. But again, she's probably it's against her will, right? It's a badass sword. Oh, can't this movie just end? This movie is so funny. It's so freaking funny. Oh, so many questions. So many questions. And none of it will be answered. That's the definition of a bad espionage movie. When you have a lot of questions and they don't prepare to answer it. You had questions coming into it. They gave you even more questions than what you had originally, and then they just don't answer anything. The definition of a bad fucking espionage movie. Now, sometimes the movie can leave you with questions, and it's a good thing, but not this, not this. How did she drop there? Whatever. Just end the movie, for the love of God. End the movie. Forgive you, little sister. How close are they? Like, let's be honest. Are they close? This is a real question. They kind of grew up together, kinda, and even then, we don't know how long they were in Ohio for, right? So with that said, did they go on missions together when they were both in a part of that society? I don't I don't understand how close they're supposed to be because they're not actual sisters. If anything, she's still a stranger to you. Very weird. But again, if they would have just opened it up with 30 minutes of that childhood thing, except for this non-confusing shit of of us not knowing what's happening. We don't really see them be a family. If they would have showed them being a family, then we wouldn't have to question anything. Like, yeah, she's not your blood sister, but she is a sister to you because of how close you are. But we don't. That's not the case. That's not the case here. There's no hope. Literally, Thanos is on his way, and it all goes to shit. Everything. Boo. Fuck your pockets. Hot pockets. Who the hell is that? Oh, it's them. It's like, what the fuck? See, they're about to start their own little syndicate. This is so weird. Shut up. You're a fake mom. What was that? Was that like a whistle from the beginning that kind of paid back? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So this doesn't explain anything of what I wanted to know about what Black Widow was doing before the Captain America thing, right? I want to know how she was captured into that. Like how not captured, but how did she meet up with Cap? Did we get that answer? Oh, oh, maybe this is the answer. Oh, hang on, let's see what this is. And I forgot. Once the credits hit, I'm gonna go straight to the end to see the post credits because thus far, um, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Do not need to see it in order to go right into Endgame or whatever the case. It's a nice wig she has. The hell is that? Who is this guy? He's like some fucking smuggler, just arms dealer that the world just doesn't know. In prison? Who are they talking about? Was Captain America in prison? I don't know. I don't care. In the movie. Look, those are those dragonflies or whatever fly, whatever. Just in the movie. I don't care anymore. We got to go to this end credits, and then I'll make up my mind. I already know exactly what I'm gonna say, or not exactly, but it's whatever. All right, that's the that's the movie. Okay, let's go to the end. Um, I'm going right to the end, which is 2 hours 11 minutes 14 seconds right now. All right, there is the end credit scene. There's no way I'm sitting through all those credits to get to this. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what the Natasha Romanoff. Wait a second. Was this entire movie the prequel, and then now the end credits is like after Endgame? What? Wait, what? Make that make sense. What a conundrum. You can't even tell someone to watch this before so and so or watch this after Civil War because it's just gonna spoil shit for you. Or at least the end credits is. They're like, watch the movie, but not the end credits. Romanoff? That's how you spell it? Well, I guess that's how you would spell it. I'm allergic to the Midwest. Valentina? For a moment, I got really excited. I thought that was Abigail Branch. Even though Abigail Branch should have green hair. Oh, I love Abigail Branch. If you don't know who she is, look her up right now. Is that the chick from Seinfeld? Responsible? Who? Oh, this sets up Hawkeye, the series. Yeah, you don't need to watch this fucking movie. He is responsible for his death and the MCU writers. There's no reason why he should still be alive, as boring as he is. Kill him. Okay, that's it. That's the movie. Nora just texted me and she was just like, "Oh no, I can't really give my opinion because she does like she's doing something or whatever." But anyway, yeah, that's the movie. That's the movie, and yeah, all right, let me bookmark this. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Um, yeah, all right. So let's get into final thoughts and appreciation. Let's start off with appreciation because well, there's always something to appreciate in the movies, right? First off, the movie is gorgeous. It's beautiful. The acting isn't really bad. Um, It looks fantastic. Again, it's filmmakers, and I'm a filmmaker myself. Filmmakers will go their entire lives saving up so much money, going into debt, spending their own money, their own family's money, just to produce a movie that can look half this good. Not even half, like a quarter this good. It's an insanely good looking movie. Even the writing, which is so predictable, so formulaic, but at least the writer has a skill to know what beats should happen at what exact time. Again, the second half of this movie was god awful, and it really, really dragged. It dragged almost as worse as freaking Endgame, the beginning of Endgame, which was so freaking boring. But again, the filmmaking, the producing, you can appreciate that, or maybe not the producing because it's just formulaic as shit. I can appreciate Elaine from Seinfeld is in this. What else can I appreciate? I can appreciate fuck, I don't even know what else I can appreciate because this movie definitely shouldn't have been made. This movie shouldn't have been made. Any Marvel fan, anybody who tells you that you need to watch this movie in order to understand what's happened next, or this goes in chronological order, all this stuff, they're lying to you. They hate you, and they love the look on your face when you're confused, when you watch the whole movie and you just realize none of this shit matters. Black Widow MCU movie is going to go up there next to Civil War in terms of movies that just don't matter. I don't think I can name a single piece of information that this film gave me that truly matters in the overall scheme of things in terms of the MCU and what's happening. Not a damn thing matters. Again, this took place literally right after Civil War, which, again, I believe Civil War should have had its own phase. That whole thing should have been a phase, not just one freaking movie to just do whatever you want with it. That's disrespectful as hell. Not only to the writers, but to these freaking characters that have shaped this universe. I don't understand how you can just throw that away. It's literally like a booger in your nose. You pick it and you just flick it. That's what Civil War means to the MCU at this point. And watching this Black Widow movie, and not only did they disregard that, but it seems that just origin stories just don't fucking matter, right? I feel like we should have gotten a Black Widow origin story a long time ago. And even if we didn't get an origin story, just give us a cool adventure. This wasn't even satisfying to watch. Again, we didn't really get to see her in her family life like that. We didn't really get to appreciate what she had as a somewhat of a second family besides the Avengers. We didn't really get to see the relationship she has with her sister, or her so-called sister, which, again, this should be a stranger to her. I don't know how they're so close. A lot of things just didn't make sense. I had a lot of questions coming into this film, and the movie gave me even more questions coming out of it. And I hate you for it. I hate the film for that. But again, the film is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It looks great. The actors look great. The lighting was very well done. Directing wasn't bad. It is what it is. When you're working for such a large corporation, it has to be a certain way. It has to hit beats and points at a certain time and place, that it has to be formulaic. And it's, that's kind of sad, because I feel that this is where the MCU has come into play now. And not to say that it hasn't before. Even from the very first Iron Man movie or Captain America movie, whichever one came first. I think actually technically the Incredible Hulk was first. They're all formulaic. They have been formulaic since that point. But since it was so new to us, we couldn't grasp that. It was still very fresh. It's like getting a box of pizza and you're really hungry for it. Your first slice is amazing. Second slice, still really good. Third slice, it's okay. Fourth slice, why am I still eating this at this at this point? That's basically the MCU, and it saddens me to say this because I do like Black Widow as a character. Loved her in the comics, loved her in the video games. She deserves a lot more than this, and especially how dirty they did her in Endgame. Like seriously, either Scarlett Johansson just didn't want to do it anymore, but seriously, you're gonna kill her off, and she was the first person to be killed off in that movie. I don't know why these movies keep killing off female characters as if it's just no big fucking deal. Killing Black Widow off and not Hawkeye, the most boring superhero this fucking world has ever seen, I will never forgive you for that. I hope this Russian chick kills Hawkeye for that. He's just so boring. He's literally a fucking bow and arrow. Like, come on. That kind of shit we can leave up to DC and the fucking Arrowverse if we want to watch some bullshit like that. But come on. Like, freaking Hawkeye, he's going to survive? Just bullshit all around. But again, I don't know what to say at this point. Everyone and their mom knows that these movies are formulaic, and they're going to continue to be formulaic because of its fan base. Until the fan base, these fanboys, fangirls, Marvel nerds, and geeks, and again, I'm one of these geeks, but as long as they all can collectively, as a whole, can come together and say that we deserve better than this. We deserve stories that are fresh, original, not formulaic, stories that are to the heart, to the core, something that has to do with representation, something that is, beautiful to witness, something that people and kids can grow up to and understand that, hey, maybe, society doesn't have to be this way, or, the world doesn't have to operate this way. I feel like as a whole, these fans need to understand or grasp that, or maybe they don't. If they are too oblivious to that and they just enjoy what they watch right now, I'm completely cool with that too. Because again, I'm not going to be watching these movies, which is technically a lie because I'm watching them for my podcast since I don't care for it, and I'm trying to find an understanding to why they still care for it. One last point I want to leave off with is, and if you're going to be listening to this on YouTube, this is going to be the title of this: masculine energy. And this is, I believe, is a problem in terms of female characters in movies and television. Because let's get it straight, and especially in the film industry, it is very male dominated, and a lot of its roles, a lot of its characters, a lot of the films are produced and made towards men, even if they are, I guess, written and made for women. They're still made from men, that men are trying to have this point of view of what a woman would want in their said films and whatever. And again, there's just a lot of energy towards these films that shouldn't be there, and they need a new voice, because I feel like society should have evolved from this point on. And Black Widow is a perfect example of that. Her character, her sister, I would like to believe that a lot of these kids and young adults really gravitate towards these characters is from the fact that they're men with boobs and a vagina. It's just a masculine energy. Now, again, you can have a female character and she can know how to fight, know how to defend herself, know how to use a weapon, all this fun stuff. But again, where is the individualism that these characters should have? Because as of right now, there's no difference between Black Widow, her sister, Gamora, Agent Carter, and who the fuck else? I don't even know. I would say all, but maybe except for that woman from Black Panther who's like a bodyguard. She's pretty cool, but even then, she has a little bit of masculine energy. I would say even, okay, well, fuck it. I think every female character in the MCU has crazy amount of masculine energy, and it does nothing to help their case. Now again, if that's how these characters are written and that's how they're supposed to be performed and these fans are gravitating towards it and they love it, that's what they want, that's fine. Who am I to say that it shouldn't be this way? But for me personally, and this is just only a bit of a fraction of why I stopped watching these movies and why I stopped caring for these characters, is because of shit like this. Again, this is why one of my favorite female superheroes is Spider Woman and Squirrel Girl, because they can defend themselves, they can know how to use a weapon, know how to fight and all this stuff, and still be very feminine at the end of the day and still carry on with their life. But again, it's all just what the character is and how they, I guess, how they're supposed to be written and how they want to live their life. Because there's a lot of female characters out there that are very much have that kind of energy based on their origins or whatever. But again, I would like to see that kind of play out a little bit more. So that's my opinion on the movie, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you watched, if you skipped, if you whatever, I hope you skip. Do not listen to me. I repeat, do not listen to me talk through this entire movie. I watched this so you don't have to. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. But until then, victory or death, Starfighters.
Victory or death!